Hair symbolizes beauty. Most people prefer hairstyles as they indicate age, sex, or religion. Hairdo or haircuts, as most people prefer calling it, refers to the styling of the hair usually done on the human scalp. This is in an effort to look sharper and dapper.
They add confidence in a person. Makes you look presentable.
However, the haircuts are rarely matched with one's face shape. This is Do It Right. I am Marion Munyao. Bearing in mind your face shape is the first step in choosing your haircut. But the question is, do you know your face shape?
No.
Round, rectangle, square, oval, heart, and diamond represent the 6 types of face shapes that we have. These types of face shapes goes hand in hand with the 4 haircuts that are present.
Normal haircuts, which we have the balding, and then we have just the simple haircut, the ones we used to call the back to school. You just leave a certain amount of hair on the head. And then we have the shadow fades. We also have the high fade. The high fade mostly, when you're fading the hair, it starts dropping from the occipital bone here. If the hair starts to fade high from this part, that tells you this one is a high fade. But if you find that a hair is dropping downwards, like this, it's under this occipital bone, that tells you that this one is a low fade. The
word on the street concerning the bald haircut symbolizing high intellectual level remains untrue for Johnny the hairstylist.
It only depends with your perspective of that. But from my look, not really, not all of them.
Similarity in the line of symmetry both vertically and horizontally on the face marks the round face shape.
Normally see it by the wings from here to this one, this side, they are the same, and from here to here they're the same, and also it doesn't have the chin, mostly it's just something flat.
In as much as the round face shape goes hand in hand with the 4 main types of haircuts, David Wekesa, commonly known as the barber, best prefers the fade haircut on the round face shape.
Mostly for round ones, they go with almost every kind of hairstyles, but mostly I normally prefer something like a fade because they don't have the chins, most people with the round face. So at least when you put something that, a fade that will just bring this about, that will at least prevent the ears from being inside.
Sharp face edges, bulging cheeks, and an elongated chin best describes the diamond face shape. The pairing up of the diamond face shape with the fade haircut is recommendable in order to bring an illusion of a longer face.
For him, we have the diamond shape. For him, I just chose a faded haircut because I just want his face to look longer at least. You know, it's bulgy on the edges because you look at the length and the width of the head.
Longer forehead and a slightly deeper chin marks the heart face shape. This type of face shape goes hand in hand with the drop fade haircut in order to bring an illusion of a smaller forehead.
The heart is normally determined mostly with a longer forehead here. So when you look at his forehead, is somehow much longer, and also when you look at the chin, is somehow deepening, but not that much as a diamond.
Round face shapes share similar features as the oval face shape. The only difference being the oval face shape has broader cheeks as compared to the round face shape.
Oval mostly we have to is normally confusing when you're using it, and the oval one and the round face, because the round face is normally round and you find the diameter from this point to this point is the same as from this point to this point, and then the round face doesn't have these the chins, but for the oval one it's somehow round but got something like a chin that comes out here.
The fade haircut is best recommendable for the oval face shape in order to avoid the cheeks from appearing broader.
It still works with different hairstyles, but mostly for me, for oval ones, I normally don't prefer you getting the hair, all of it like a bald, because, for example, balding, because it will make the chins more protruding.
Moreover, The square and rectangle face shape have more or less similar features, the only difference being for the square face shape there is presence of equal length on the face edges, unlike the rectangle face shape that has an even length.
The only difference is between, you'll also find that it's square, it's a square face, just a square, the same way you look at a square, the same as a square face, but the distance from the top to the one horizontal and the vertical length, they are the same. But for a rectangular, you'll find maybe the difference would be, you'll find maybe the vertical one is shorter than the horizontal one.
An easier way of knowing your face shape is by outlining the edges of your face on your mirror using a marker pen and comparing it with the face shapes that are present.
You go to the mirror and then you draw your face. Afterwards, when you just draw it like that, and then when you finish, you can tell somebody to draw it for you from the outside. And then after you leave that face, you've left the mark there. Go to the Google, look at the face shape, and then look at the mirror. It will tell you the kind of face shape that you have.
Apart from the face shapes, professionalism, preference, and the height of the client also determine the choice of the haircut.
The professionalism or the profession he is in, for example, you can say the police officers, he might have a face, round shape and needs a certain haircut, but due to his nature of work, would be allowed to wear a certain, like a high fade or something, or a drop fade with higher impacts.
Haircut designing is indeed essential. As you plan your next visit to the barber, bear in mind your face shape for it to be in tune to the haircut intent. This time round, do it right. Maren Munyao, CTN.